Hi, today we are gonna play some rapid chess and also do some puzzle rushes. Hope everyone has had a great weekend, but I guess we should just get going with the chess, because that's what we all care about, right? So I'll start with some rapid, and as this will be my first rapid game on this account, we only have a rating of 800, so we certainly have chances to improve that rating today. Yes, we could go here. Okay, so we are on. I'm gonna play a game which is 15 minutes long with 10 seconds increment per move. So finally I'm gonna feel like I have some time to think and to draw some arrows and don't flag, simply. We are facing this guy from, I think that's, let's just find a move first. I think that's Saudi Arabia, yes. And he has 838 rating and a bad connection. So connection is much more important with shorter time. So I guess the most important thing to think about here is not to play too fast. So it's kind of starting to look like a Stonewall thing. So I have to decide, should I go here? The problem is that I blocked this bishop in. So I might go out with the bishop first if I want to. So that of course might have weaknesses too. I'm just gonna play it slowly, do this. Problem about moving out the bishop is maybe this square will get weak in some variations. I don't think it might be that bad here. Also, if I put bishop too far out, it might get pushed away by the opponent's pawns somehow, so I think this is okay, but of course I think it would be okay to develop it too. Okay, queen out. I don't immediately see the point. There might of course not be a very clear point. I can go c5 maybe now. I can develop this bishop somewhere. Yeah, a lot of possible moves. But I think maybe not c5, because if takes and bishop takes, then he has this move with check, winning the bishop as far as I can see. So we might just go here, for instance, preparing castling the next move. It looks okay, but we are only played a couple of moves. I don't know any theory about this particular opening though. It looks more like a system than an opening where the move order is very important. So I think just play natural moves. Castle kingside. Though of course he might start running with his pawns. But I'm just gonna claim that will be okay, and also that his king might get in trouble then. So yeah, castle kingside, maybe c5 at some point, get a knight out. Not really sure where, but if I'm gonna go here, I guess I want to push this guy first. This bishop is also kind of the big problem, which is often is in these kinds of d4 openings. So I feel like it doesn't have much future out here, because it's gonna take a while to get rid of this pawn. I mean, if I push it now, I'm just gonna lose it, so that's probably not the way to go. I could, of course, go here and then somewhere up here. Okay, so he checks. There are plenty of ways to deal with it. I don't want to go here though, because of taking here. So I can play knight out, I can push pawn, gain an additional tempo, but that might actually block this bishop even more behind its own pawns. Queen here is absolutely okay, or some knight here. I'm gonna go with the queen. And the main reason is that I'm not worried about trading queens here. I think I can get a good position after that. So he moves back, so I must claim that's kind of a victory for us. Maybe at some point go here and bishop here. That's kind of annoying. And the knight is protecting, so no worries. This move might also support this move. The white squares might become slightly weakened, but it just looks tempting to me. So I'm just gonna go for it. So if he doesn't do anything, I can go, okay, he kind of blocks it. So takes, and then go here. Doesn't that look quite good? So he must move his queen then. So somewhere, and then I take here, and he can no longer castle. That's how it's gonna be as far as I see it. Of course, taking here gives away some central control. I might have a harder time utilizing this square, which could be a nice outpost for my knight. But let's go for it. It looks pretty good. And I don't think he can do anything tricky with his queen. And of course, sacking here is not good because he's gonna get 2 pieces for a queen. And that's not enough at all. So what's his best move now? I guess he just must move his queen. And he can't even go somewhere where we can recapture here afterwards. So that's kind of the main idea behind the move. Okay, he goes here. So there are some kind of pins here winning the queen. So I first need to get this square protected. So should I just play simple and take here? Or should I, for instance, I'm not quite sure where's the best way to go. There might also be some ideas about this move, because if he goes here, but then it's not the same, because then he can block with the knight. So I might just go simple and take here, as I don't immediately see any way to win this queen by force. Then I have to like gamble he doesn't see it, like maybe go here. If he takes here, then I guess I have this move, winning the queen for 2 pieces. But that's kind of a gamble, because if I go here, I guess he could just, for instance, move his queen 1 more square back. On the other hand, then I don't really lose anything on it, because then I can take here, and I've also developed the knight. But the other way around, taking here, taking here, taking here is probably about the same. Maybe it's good actually. I'm kind of tempted to go here now. Did I miss something though? If he takes here? I don't really see what that should be. Let's try it. I don't see what should go so terribly wrong about it. He goes for it. So then it was probably worth it. We can also pre-move this recapture. So this looks very promising now. He's gonna get 2 pieces for the queen, and that's not enough at all. Unless, of course, I missed something. But I don't see it. Also, his king is in some trouble. He might be able to castle kingside, but even that kingside isn't too safe for him, so But actually it doesn't matter. As long as I'm up by queen, I'm gonna win it eventually. Also, I have so much time as we are playing rapid today. So it should be a win, and that will mean plus 194 rating points. Okay, take the queen. And what to do next? I think next plan is to attack the king. So now it would maybe be a strength to just have the queen here, so we could at some point maybe go here. But this move looks pretty natural though. Getting the knight to this kind of outpost. He might be able to chase it away somehow, but or at least trade it off, but at least not immediately. And I can just trade off here next move if he doesn't move it. Actually, he can't move it anywhere good, because this knight is taking these 2 squares, and this knight taking these 2 squares. Also pawn taking here, of course. So yeah, anything is winning, I guess. As long as we don't sack our queen right back. I'm gonna play this move. He might of course go here, but it's no real threat as long as the queen protects here. Just move our rook here, for instance. And then don't have to worry at all. We should remember it though, in case we move our queen and it then goes here, because then he might actually be able to win a piece. And if we like look at the material counts, it's only +3, so that's only 1 piece. That looks kind of tempting to take, but then he will develop his knight, so also maybe at some point go here, threatening to go here, and also threatening this guy, and he can't go here to protect everything because that's also hanging. Lots of arrows now. No point of being fancy here. Trading everything off is a winning strategy. This, okay, I took with the king, so it kind of prevents this plan. At least to some degree. Let's just castle. Okay, so it goes for this, which we have already covered, and that's no threat. Please trade if you want to, because we are up material and we are not afraid of trading at all. If this should happen, I also threaten here next move. Right, the pre-moves go away if I draw arrows. I don't really see why that is happening. Okay, so we didn't do that, so that kind of makes sense. I could of course have gone here instead, just to like more force either taking or going back. But too late for that. Let's just play knight here maybe. Threatening this guy, and well, not threatening right now to go here because this is protecting, but at least it brings the knight somewhat closer. And it's on the edge of the board right now, and well, it's not usually recommended to have the knight on the edge of the board, but as long as we can bring it back in quick, no issue. Though I might have to abandon this plan because he's protecting both with these guys, and he might also if he wants to go here. So I guess, like for instance, queen up looks pretty decent. Threatening here. If he wants to get his rook into the game, which we can take here. Kind of also blocks his pawns here, because if he pushes this guy, both these pawns are hanging actually, so he might go here for instance to just block this thing. He doesn't, so then I think it's very tempting to just take here. So he's almost dropping a rook as well, though he has one move. This move, both connecting the rooks and blocking the check. I'm pretty sure that's the best move now, and it does. Now I can check here though, because with this move he removed both. Well, this is not protecting anymore and also blocks the other protector. I don't know how good it is though. But I think it's not... I mean, I think it's pretty tempting actually. And the reason is if he like goes here, then this guy's hanging, right? If he goes here, I can check, or here for that matter. I could have taken this one with a check. Yeah, now we just take this one, and we are protecting here as well. He might win it back though by, for instance, going here and actually adding another 2 attackers, and there's a pin to the queen. But I might just take here then and be happy. I'm up a lot of material now, so 15 minutes is a lot of time. So I guess this game I got a winning position fairly early, so I might need the time more in other games. There should have been a slightly lower time thing. And I mean, yes, you can, of course, pick a... let's just find a move first. I can take here. He's gonna take here. I can just take here. I might just have to abandon this guy. No real issue. Let's just take here. He's gonna take here and then take here. Just grabbing material. What I was saying was, yeah, because of the like the default times to choose from on chess.com is it's 10-minute games, which is Blitz, and then it's 15 plus 10, which is what I play now, and that's rapid. So I think the difference between those two are a bit big, and of course you could just set some custom time, but then you might have a hard time finding an opponent in a reasonable time. So 10 plus 5, for instance, could have been cool, or 15 plus 0, 15 plus 2 for that matter. Maybe just go back here, do a check, king in some trouble. Not that easy to actually give the mate though. He has 2 legal moves now, knight here or king here. Not really sure what my follow-up should be. But yeah, the problem is of course bringing the rooks into the game. Maybe I should go here now. I don't know if it does too much, but at least I'm threatening going here. So what if he goes here, for instance, and then I go here? So I go here. King moves to the side, for instance, and then takes here, takes. I'm gonna be up a full rook then. So I'm losing the queen for 2 pieces, if I calculated this correctly. And as it trades off a lot of pieces, it's tempting. Though of course, the danger is I miscalculated something right now. And if that's the case, it might be worse. I think it's okay. He must move his king. Now very important to take with the rook. Because thing is, when he takes here and I take, I save the rook getting out of this king's range by ending up with the rook here. So maybe more fancy than good, but not a blunder at least. Simplifying the position, being up a full rook, and no, sorry, not a full rook. No, that would have been a big blunder. Actually, equalizing. We are not up a full rook, but we are up material equaling a full rook, being up an exchange as well as 3 pawns. Now it's all about not trapping this rook, so let's just put it on a black dark square, so this bishop cannot do some dirty tricks. True Shibino says bishop d3 and draw. In which position is that a draw? Because I've been up quite some material, so for... Oh, you have some ideas by going here and perpet? We could have a look. So instead of king b3, is it further back than this? Probably not. So it's in this tactic maybe? Oh, here you're thinking about. So can I analyze during the game? We can have a look at it after the game. That might actually have been a good idea. Maybe I blundered. So, but now I think that danger is over for good. Cause let's maybe go here. Yeah, a perpetual check. That might actually, yes. I think you're right. Let's take a look. Yes. So I guess I can't actually make the moves, but yeah, threatening here, threatening a perpet here. I can check, but then I guess the king might start threatening my rook, so I can't get the rook out. So if I don't want to draw, I guess I would have to just give up the rook and then it would be equal. So yeah, that was a tactic which could have ruined a good game. Thanks for pointing that out. True Shinobi 1. Let's just pushing these pawns, because the one thing that annoys me at the moment is that this rook has a very hard time entering the game. I could go here, but the thing is, he moves his bishop and I can never really enter this square. So I guess I'm just gonna go here and start pushing some pawns. Of course, there is a free pawn here, giving me 2 passed pawns, and they are even connected. So he's thinking. And that is okay, I guess. Okay, so maybe just push this guy. Just remembering this rook is in a white square, so if he threatens it, I just need to move it. Of course, that's something which might just go wrong when you are relaxing. However, I think the position would still be won, maybe, even if I blundered that rook. Maybe not. Yeah, let's just put this guy here. If it threatens it, I just move up somewhere and can kind of guide this pawn from behind. I'm thinking about just going here, because the rook can kind of just be standing here for a while. Can't really be threatened by the bishop or king for that matter. And if he doesn't move his bishop, I might actually just sack that exchange just to get an even simpler position. I'm up 4 pawns, yeah, 4 pawns now. So that's actually very easily won. Trade off everything. That's the bonus you get from being up in material. You can just give up some material for every exchange and still be winning. So now if I take, he might win this one. I don't think that's gonna save him at all. Might be a bit lazy though. I could of course just go here and protect. But what's life without a little risk? Or maybe this should be considered the no risk option actually, because I traded off pieces. So I'm just maybe... Yeah, let's just go here. He's gonna come after it probably. I could just start pushing here at some point too. Or win these pawns. Let's actually just go here. Yeah, I'm not so happy about this sack, but it's still gonna be pretty easily won, so no real problem. I don't really see why it doesn't take here soon, but maybe he hasn't had time yet. So maybe I should just go here. Just... Okay, he's still gonna win back a pawn, but now he... Actually he's not, because this pawn is falling. And the rest of my pawns are pretty safe. So this might be a good time for him to resign. On the other hand, as this is my first rapid game, I only have a rating of 800, so I guess I wouldn't resign too soon if I play that 800 guy. Okay, I'm lazy. Red. Let's tempt him to take this pawn, because then this pawn is gonna just be a new queen, and he goes for this fantastic, super advanced trap. Let's just block the king to these two rows and check king to the last row, and as soon as we take that row away, it's gonna be over. Bringing the king around is the next part of the plan. Maybe this is actually the fastest way to achieve that. I'm not really sure. If I moved here, he would go here, and then I kind of had to do this and maybe go here after. So this might save one move. Not that it really matters. People often try to find the fewest moves to make, but maybe you should go for the most moves just to get to enjoy that winning position a little longer. So what are we now? 2 moves away from mate. 1 if he goes there. Thank you. GG. And a first rapid win. So we are gonna play another one. Took about half an hour that game, but it was not the most challenging one. The opening, right? Yeah. I don't know very much about it, so I just tend to copy moves. So we go into a Russian or a Petrov, and a Petrov I really enjoy. That's what I actually play against just normal e4, e5. And he goes for this kind of aggressive variation where he tries to get something against this f7 square, but there are defensive ways. Many of them involves this d4, d5 move, just like blocking this bishop out. And I think that's actually the move we are gonna play right now. So if you like my stream, please consider pressing the following button. That would mean a lot. Also, if you want to challenge me, you can send me a challenge when I'm done with this game, or done with any other game for that matter. But today I'm gonna play rapid chess, so if you do, please invite me to a rapid game. That is, for instance, 15 minutes plus 10 seconds, which is what I'm playing right now. We are playing Chessman from India, it looks like, with a rating of 1096. So he just really goes for this mate. He's threatening mate in one. Very natural move, I think, is to just go here. If he trades, I take back with the knight and also protects here. Though if I go here, he might take here immediately. And I'm not really sure how that's gonna work out. It might not be too good. So maybe better is to play, for instance, bishop here, protecting here, also protecting this square better. I don't see any immediate tactics against that, though they might of course exist. But there aren't that many moves to consider either. I'm just gonna go here, I think. Thing is, I don't really threaten to take here, even if it wasn't a mate threat, because he could take back here. But that might be a good trade though. But it's not winning any material, at least. But these are kind of the dangerous variations of the Petrov, I would say. Don't like them that much. So I guess I really shouldn't play the Petrov. Thing is, I don't really know any other options. Of course, against e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6 is very common, but there are so many things you must know then. You must know, like, the lines in the Spanish game, the Ruy Lopez, and the Italian game, the Scotch games and the Scotch Gambit. It's somewhat easier to just learn the Russian, so I don't really learn it properly. So maybe I should just do that. This looks very natural now. Winning a tempo, doesn't seem to be any tactics going on either. Very important, this knight is protecting, or he might have sacked here. I sacked back and he finally gets this fork thing. So now, for the first time, I feel like I have some breathing room and can actually play a move I want instead of just responding to his threats. This move is an option, trading the queens, though I don't really know if that's good for me. So maybe bishop here, putting some pressure against this knight. He might go, for instance, d4. Then I can castle next move. Knight here. Also, I kind of need to consider what happens if he like threatens my knight. But I guess I could just retreat here in most variations. Or even go here and force a trade of this guy, no matter where he goes. I guess this knight could be looked at as strong because it's high up on the board, being kind of offensive piece, but I also feel like it's probably just gonna be chased away and just being kind of annoying for me. Yeah. Here there might be some tactics though. So I can take here, and he's probably gonna take here. So we're equal material at that point. And then I can take here if I want, but then he takes with the queen. So maybe there's nothing. In that variation, he's threatening my bishop next. So the best thing would be to do something where we can remove this knight and keep the threat against this guy. So this move looks pretty natural to consider, at least, because it threatens here and we still threaten here. The question is, can he protect against both those threats at the same time? My immediate thought is no. But maybe he can do something fancy. I can't really see it though, so it might be a good move. Is it anything even better? I don't think so. Could have been an interesting idea to go here and threaten here, but it's protected by the bishop, so that's not gonna work out. Let's try this move. Threatening two pieces at the same time. It looks pretty problematic. So assuming he loses a piece, what's the best way for him to do it? Maybe taking here. Then I take back with the bishop. And probably bishop here. Or knight here, protecting. Maybe. Hello, Miss Holly. How are you? He's thinking, so that probably means trouble. I'm good too. I'm playing chess and then I'm always good. Unless I'm losing. But this looks rather promising, so then I'm good. So instead of dealing with the problems, he decides, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna put my queen in a pin. It might not be as stupid as I'm claiming it is though. So thing is, he protects here. But I could just take, and then queen takes, and then take here, win a piece. I don't think I can get anything more either. I could maybe like go here and try to increase the pressure here. But I don't think I can win more than a piece, no matter what I do. So I guess taking here is just the simplest way, with the least risk. I'm Norwegian, and you just started learning Norwegian? That's cool. So where are you from, and why would you want to learn Norwegian if you are not living here? So then I take here. That's a free piece as far as I can see. And when you're up a piece, it's all about going into trading mode. Bishop back somewhere, probably here or here. Yes, this is the most offensive attacking option. That's cool. So good luck in learning Norwegian. I've heard Norwegian might be a bit hard to learn as a second or third or fourth or fifth language for that matter. But I guess if you have the motivation, it should go well. Are you able to write something in Norwegian? And if I understand what you write, then you are approved as a Norwegian speaking person. So castling makes sense. I kind of want to do the same. It doesn't seem to be anything, but it's always tempting to take here, take queen here, but king is going back and it doesn't look to be anything. Though it is a forcing variation where I in the end can take here, threatening this rook. And that rook might not be protectable, though it is with this guy. This push seems to be the solution. That would have been cool if it worked. Jeg er en jente og du er en gutt, which means I am a girl and you are a boy. That's correct, and there are no grammatical errors, so that's good. It might be very basic, but I guess most sentences people say are actually pretty basic. Do you know any chess terms in Norwegian? I'm still annoyed this doesn't work. So the thing was take, check, king back, take. And then this rook is almost lost because this knight move does not work because it's just free. This bishop does not work, it's free. Unfortunately, this move will protect the rook, and then I've given up a piece for 2 pawns, which is not that bad when I'm up a pawn, but it's not something I should do either. I can of course go queen here. I'm just gonna do that. Attack with everything we got. Threatening mate. This move is probably coming. Then I might go queen here, followed by bishop here. Or just queen here, but I'm thinking queen here. Or take here, followed by this move, and then this. That looks even better, I think. Thing is, this move is kind of forced, and that's gonna block the knight even more in, so I think that's good. You should learn some, so let's cover the pieces in Norwegian. So the king, that's the konge. Konge. I'm gonna write them in chat, just so everyone can learn some Norwegian chess terms. King is konge, which means king, so no difference there. Queen is dronning, which also means queen in Norwegian. So the next part of the plan was this move. Threatening here and mate here. And then we have the pawn, that's bonde, and that means farmer in Norwegian. Okay, so that move kind of stops the plan. But it didn't cost anything. In fact, we actually won a pawn, so even when it didn't work, it won material. I might not need to give up the whole attack though, but maybe just go here for now. Maybe at some point. It's actually a bit hard to enter this diagonal with the queen because of this knight. So we also have the rook, which is the tårn. We could just take that pawn maybe. The threat is if it... No, it's not threat. I can take with the... It's protected well enough. I thought if he could like get her with his queen, he would have some forking stuff, but it's no danger. Talking about forks, could we somehow fork his pieces? I guess not, because they are all decently protected at the moment. This move looks pretty good. It kind of forces his rook to a better square. That's the bad thing about it. Maybe I should at some point just go up here. But we are missing 2 pieces in the Norwegian translation. So we have the knight, which is the it could be 2 different things in Norwegian. It could be called springer or hest, and hest means horse. Springer means like a runner, which is kind of confusing because the last piece, the bishop, is called løper, which is also a runner. So what I feel like is that like normal people who don't really like go to a chess club and just play casually call the knight for a hest, that is a horse, but club players tend to call it springer. But then the knight and the bishop kind of has the same meaning, as both springer and løper means a runner. But I mean, it is different words, of course, just with the same meaning. We could also maybe go here and try to create some pressure here. It's kind of easy to deal with. So what I really want to do is like trade off here. Actually, I can go here, of course, because of this pin. That's kind of fancy. It's so fancy, I'm not even gonna calculate it. I thought, of course, I couldn't go here. So what other chess terms are important to know? I guess you will come a long way by knowing the pieces. Whoops, I did not see that. So my fancy move was not fancy because I didn't see this queen protecting here. And that means I gave up my leading piece and now I'm only up pawn. That changes stuff. But when you do a blunder, it's important not to collapse. I'm still up a pawn. That's not bad at all. So I guess it's time to develop. I kind of have to postpone my kingside attack, but I'm gonna get there eventually, I guess. So bishop is threatened, at least I'm seeing that. I could trade off queens. Going here maybe. I kind of don't want to allow his queen here though. It might not be that important. Let's go bishop here maybe. Not really sure I like it, in case he might get his knight here. But it's gonna cost some moves. So okay, I guess I'll just take back there. That's just a trade and no problem. I'm a bit low on time, though 6 minutes should be plenty. I'm actually not 900, but this is actually just my 3rd stream and I haven't played Rapid yet on this account, so it's only my 2nd game. I won the first one, so I increased it from 800 to 1994. And if I win this one, I'm gonna get an additional 159 points. My Let's see, can we force a queen trade here if we want to by going here, threatening taking this rook, and if it takes, then we take back with the knight. And what to do about this? I guess he could just take and I take there. I'm not sure if I want to trade queens though, because the king side of his is maybe not the best. But it might. I mean, I should outplay him in an endgame, so less pieces makes less room for chaos, and chaos is the way weak players beat good players, I would claim. Let's go for it. So yeah, my opponents tell me to please watch time, and I'm gonna. My real strength in rapid is probably, well, like 1700, 1800. So it might be a bit less as I'm streaming and not concentrating that much. But we should be able to increase the rating by several hundred points today. Though of course rating games last for a while, so we're not gonna be able to play that many games. 1700 OMG. Well, thanks. What's your rating? I guess the thing about ratings is no matter what your rating is, you think it's decent or a bit low, and everyone who is higher is like very impressive, and everyone well, or yeah, you are 1300, which is also good, but yeah, like when you're 1300 and 1700 is impressive. For me, I'm like, okay, 1700 decent. I want to be like 2000, right? When or if I would ever reach such a rating, I will think, yeah, but this is not so impressive. I should be like 2-2. And I think even the world elite think they should be slightly higher rated. Isn't that? I mean, it's not a free rook because this guy is hanging afterwards. But isn't it a free exchange? I don't see my queen getting trapped either. And if this bishop moves, somehow this other rook is hanging, so even though last time I kind of did something spontaneous, I just blundered a piece, I'm gonna go for it this time. Now this guy is hanging, so we should protect it somehow. Maybe just go here. I need to watch a bit out about my king side, but doesn't seem to. Could go here, of course. Maybe that's even safer. Sorry, it probably is. So if anyone wants to play me, you can send me an invitation to a rapid game after this game is over. And if you like my stream, please consider pressing the follow button. That would mean a lot. Okay. Take with the pawn or the knight. I'm gonna play with the pawn. You can play against me. If you have a chess.com user, you can send me an invitation to a 15+10 game when I'm done with this one, and we can play one. And thanks for the follow, Miss Holly. I hope you will learn to speak Norwegian, and if you are wondering about something in Norwegian, I guess I can help you. I feel like there should be some way to like exploit this thing. So the only thing stopping me from taking is of course the rook protecting. So maybe I should like get one of the rooks into the E line, threatening this rook. If it takes, then things... It's not like I'm winning material by force, I think, but it might weaken him a bit. Maybe I also could like increase the pressure against this guy. How is that if he then goes there? No, that's kind of... It's both attacking my queen and protecting, so that's probably gonna deal with stuff pretty easily. So the difference between bokmål and nynorsk are that it's two different like Norwegian written languages. So in Norway we have a lot of different what's the English words? Like we talk kind of different in different part of the countries. So that's like spoken. So written we have two official languages. Most of the country speaks bokmål, yeah, dialect. That's true. So we have a lot of different dialects, but we have only two different written languages, which kind of resembles the spoken dialects in the different parts of the country. But most of the countries speak, or writes, bokmål, so that's what you should learn. And that's what I write. I don't know how many percent who write that, but I guess it's... Maybe it's like 80, but I'm just guessing. But you understand both if you understand one. There are some words and grammars who are different, but it's not like you don't understand it. So he's thinking for a while. Moving the knight. No problem, Holly. Glad to help. Does this idea work now? Putting pressure against this guy. I guess when he moved this guy, he can now put the bishop here, protecting. So maybe not. Ooh, maybe this. Earlier I considered going here. Maybe this is a much better move, because if he now takes here, he doesn't check me, so I can take this guy. And then, as he's in check, he kind of needs to move his king up, then I take back. That looks like a big improvement. So usually it's not that important which rook you put in a line, like in this situation first, but here it's a very important difference, which is this check. You might send me the invitation now already, but I'm not really sure if that works. I think I'll see earlier invitations. Ooh, I didn't pay attention because I didn't think about that this is now protecting. It's not very dramatic though. I guess I can just take this pawn. I'm a bit worried about my king safety, but it shouldn't be too dramatic. And also, well, the bishop isn't really pinned because the guy behind it is protected, but I would be really glad to trade off this rook, so if he doesn't want to trade rooks, then you could say it's pinned. He doesn't care, and well, he's gonna create some weaknesses. If he takes, I take, queen takes, my pawn structure is a bit bad. But I just think I'm gonna go here immediately, because he must take back, and then his knights get really passive. And if he's also gonna trade here, then his queen is the only offensive piece he has. And that's gonna be too slow. Also, what's gonna happen if I go here? There is a pin here, he can move the knight. He can protect, but that protecting costs time. Ooh, that would have been a big blunder. I can't enter the back rank anymore. I could go here, though that's not gonna create a pin. Ooh, what is this? Is this a fork? It looks very good. Thing is, I just missed a really big blunder, which would have been going here, so I'm kind of just want to look a bit, though I'm starting to get a bit short on time. Yeah, it's not winning material, I think. But I'm gonna do it anyway. He has this move, protecting. And if this knight hadn't been protected there by the queen, it would still have been good because of this check. So now king up protecting, so it hadn't mattered. Yeah, but I get 10 seconds increment per move, so even if I get really low on time, it shouldn't be a problem. I think I'm just gonna give a check. Here or here. Yeah, no rush. I think this game's gonna last at least a couple of more moves. It's actually a bit hard to find like a killer blow here. And I somewhat want to move this knight, but then I need to watch out for mates here. Maybe move the rook somewhere, but then I need to watch out for back ranks. Maybe we could just stress him by starting to push this pawn. So what's gonna happen if he takes, and huh. Might actually be a bit scary. I guess it threatens a perpet actually then, by checking back and forth here. And I just need to move the king in these squares, maybe. I'm getting low on time. I kinda want to trade queens now, but I don't immediately see how to. My opponent is very nice though, cause he constantly reminds me I must not lose some time. Let's go rook here. Because then my king might be able to escape out. So shouldn't be it shouldn't be that hard to win it, as long as I can watch out for perpets and possible mates for that matter, if he can bring his knights up. Yes, yeah, queen takes. So it threatens going here, maybe. Maybe I should go here. I might of course be missing something now, but I'm just gonna go for it. Going back here maybe. That looks like a move that might hold stuff together. If I don't get anything better. I think maybe knight here. Threatening mate IDs against these two squares. With the queen and knight. But this move should protect those things. I hope he trades queens, but that might be a bit much to hope for. I guess now I'm actually pretty safe when it comes to the king, so I might start pushing the pawns. It's very important not to hang the rook though in some way. If I like. Thing is, if he wants to move his queen now, is this the only square, not dropping the knight? It might be. And then there might actually be some ideas about going here, even though he can take. But I'm not really sure that will work. So maybe he's just gonna take. Here, knight takes, queen takes, pawn takes. That's a winning game. I'm pretty sure. It might not be the best, but I'm just gonna go for it. Partly because it looks a bit cool, and partly because I'm almost done on time. He might get some back rank stuff, maybe picking up this pawn, maybe. Oh, okay, but now I think it's winning, because now I can force up the Trinkwade trade. He could go here, he could take, or he could just like move his king, but anyways, the queens are gonna get off. This passed pawn is gonna either become a new queen, or he needs to like run over with his king, and then I'm just gonna fresh his king side. So looks like this game will soon be over. Okay, so I'm thinking as long as he starts running over with the king, I'm not gonna spend time pushing this pawn. But if he like starts going back to, and staying on the king side, if he like goes here now. Okay, let's take that one. Now, okay, so in order to check if he can catch the pawn, we can like draw an arrow here, and as he's inside that box, he is able to catch the pawn. Let's go here, because if I went here, he might go here, and I mean, it's still winning, but this might be a bit faster, maybe. Now we're just gonna pick these pawns up. If he decides to go back, we start pushing this guy. This game was actually pretty tough though, but it was of course because I just blundered a piece in one move, so without that it should have been a lot easier. He thinks, well, of course, in some pawn endgames it just looks really lost and there is some magical way to save it, but I don't think that's the case here. Because yeah, this pawn is way too powerful. So we are waiting. Is it possible to play 2 games at once? Because I guess this doesn't require much. I should pay some attention to it though, because I only have 1 minute and 22 seconds, so if I like start another game and forget about it, suddenly I have flagged without knowing. I'm good, Apex Nikki, how are you? So Miss Holly says I have to buy premium to play multiple games. That's what they're talking about, right? He wants a rematch, but I've already promised Miss Holly a game, so here that one goes. My opponent actually applauded me for doing that queen exchange in the end. And yes, I think it was pretty cool. That good, Apex Nikki. If you want to play me, you can send me a challenge after this game. So we have a French, and when I play a change now, when I play a French, I always go for this exchange variation, which kind of has the reputation of being a bit boring, but it's all I know about the French, so I still have to go for it. And yeah, at least when you have short time, the games could be pretty cool anyways. That's no problem, Apex Nikki. I guess actually I'm not gonna play too many more rapid games because they take a while, and I'm also gonna do a couple of puzzle rushes today. I'll be streaming until 9 p.m. Central European time, so that's almost 2 more hours. So I guess maybe I'll play one more game after this one, and then I'll do some puzzle rushes, and maybe one last rapid game after that. We'll see. We'll also see how many puzzle rushes I'm able to do, because maybe I should go here. Because I kind of get tired pretty early from puzzle rushes. They cost some energy. Just trying to get the motivation for doing another one. Yeah, so what's going on here? This night's very typical for the French exchange, I would say. It's a bit annoying. I might go knight here, try to trade it off. This is a bit unusual. The good thing about it is, of course, I am kind of limited where his king can go, and it could become dangerous, but for the moment it's not doing too much. I'm just gonna go here. I feel like I kind of put the pieces where I want them to be. So now we need to do something new. I could of course make a lot of trades here, but probably it's gonna end up with this pawn here, which could become weak, but at least at the moment it's just gonna be really annoying for this knight who has to move. One idea here is actually to play g4, because that will chase this bishop away, and then I might win a pawn in the center. The downside is of course that g4 weakens my king. And I'm not really what happens with g4 and knight takes here, because if I just have to take back here, then it doesn't even win a pawn, and all I've done is weaken my king side. I'm not really sure how dangerous it's gonna be though. So okay, g4, knight takes, and say I take here. That does not look too good, because I'm just wrecking my structure for no particular reason. So I might actually just be a bit more patient. Maybe queen here, adding pressure against this square. That's another way, a less dramatic way. I'm just gonna go for that, I think. Now I have connected the rooks, so maybe, I'm not sure if this is the right time, but at some point maybe double the rooks. The downside of challenging someone who is watching is of course they know all my plans. But we'll have to look at that as an extra challenge. I'm not gonna like pretend I have a plan and just say something, so I'm like confusing my opponent. And g4 is still an option in the future. So it doesn't go away first. But I don't really think there's much point, except for pushing this bishop back. But what is my opponent gonna do with this situation? Retreating the knight does not look too good, because then I take here, and I think I'll both win a pawn and destroy the pawns in front of the king, and then this situation gets really nasty if I get a queen here. So the best might be to just take here. And what happens if I take here anyway? I think that's just losing a piece because of taking here with a check. I take back and then take back here. So it's losing a piece for a pawn, but I get a pretty powerful attack, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to win it. Maybe then bishop back here, kind of challenging this situation, so I don't think that's the way to go. So if takes, I could take here. Don't know if there's a real point. Or I could just take back with the queen, or the bishop, or the knight for that matter. That might be followed up by some trades here, maybe. I think this is an exciting position to be a French exchange. They don't always get so trailing, but here there are some tactics and stuff going on, so there might of course just be happening a lot of trades here, like for instance taking here, say I take back, then maybe the bishops go off, and then maybe a pair of rooks. So yeah, at least the first trade happens, and I have a lot of moves to consider. So I have kind of concluded this is too dramatic. But we can take here, take here, take here, or take here. I don't really see the point of retreating this bishop, so let's say no to that move. Taking with the knight, I would say that brings the knight to a slightly worse position than where it's currently at, so let's say no to that. That means we either take with the queen or we take here. The good thing about taking this guy is the queen will have to get here, and then maybe not immediately, but later we can bring rook here and win a tempo. But I don't really see the point. Let's just take here. Now I guess, well, it depends. Okay, so still the same choice, taking or here, but I guess it's the same idea, so I'm just gonna take here. And now we might trade off a pair of rooks, but does she want to keep material or not? That move makes a lot of sense, because now the rooks are connected, so it's not that tempting taking here anymore, so maybe I should have taken there first after all. I'm not sure. Because now taking, and if I go here, then maybe another trade. All we did were a trade of rooks, and actually in this kind of position, also, I will get my knight in a very passive position. So, no real point in doing that. What about going knight here? Or maybe it's losing material now. Yeah, it's just losing a pawn, I think. So maybe we should kind of just wait, because I think it's slightly better if she takes my rook than I take hers first. but probably not the biggest difference. Could I like try maybe go queen here, getting the queen into the attack. This square is of course a bit weak, though I guess this move might fix it. Maybe it would be cool to like get the queen to this square. Then I might have ideas about moving knight here, for instance. It might take a bit too much time though, because then I might need to move the bishop back somewhere now. So there might just be simpler ways to play it. It might be a fancy plan, but if they take too much time, there is usually no point. Way too easy to defend it. In lack of anything better, let's move the queen back. Not really sure what's gonna be the plan. I mean, if we want to, we could go here and trade off bishops, but I would maybe say my bishop is slightly better than the opponent's bishop, so... But I guess this move kind of trades. Okay, that's an interesting move. It stops some ideas about like attacking the king through here. On the other hand, this pawn might get weak. It is kind of hard to attack at the moment, because where am I gonna attack it from? Now I might just take here though, because now I can bring the other rook over, and if takes, I can take back with the queen instead of taking with knight. Also, I need to watch out for this move, which might trap my bishop, but on the other hand there might be like moves like h4. Kind of considering just like chickening out with this move. Maybe getting the bishops off the board. I kind of like it too, but I don't want to miss it. No, let's be more aggressive. Okay, trades might not be the most aggressive, but let's not trade off the bishops yet at least. So how is this gonna be? So okay, my pre-move kicked in and I need to find a new plan. This move is probably coming, and that's a bit annoying for my bishop. I don't think there's too much smart to do here though. Maybe just queen back and then go here anyway. Could go here, but then this move kind of forced these pieces, so I kind of need to like just go here afterwards. I'm not really sure how that position is gonna be. Yeah, let's just go here. I wouldn't say this game has been a great success so far. It's it looks pretty drawish. Okay, probably another good move, stopping my plan of going here. I guess this knight is a piece we should do something about. So that was actually a pretty good idea about this move, just stopping the knight from going to these squares. So I might have to like reroute knight either here or back here, maybe up here. Yeah, this is actually not easy. And I'm in some trouble. But let's try to move the knight back. Hoping that can do something. But if you look at like the 10 last moves, I think my position has gone from maybe slightly better to slightly worse. Yeah, and now my bishop might be trapped. Of course I evaluated this earlier and thought that's a risk I want to take, but it looks even worse now. I guess maybe h4 releases the bishop, but it's now just gonna drop a pawn. Actually, it doesn't even help after this move. Takes. Now then I can take here in the end. Yes. But if I just go here and takes, I guess I just have a bad position afterward. I don't see any other ways. My king is in trouble and my bishop is in trouble. And I'm down a pawn. Maybe queen here now. Or maybe just retreat the bishop. I think we got to retreat the bishop, but yeah, now I'm gonna be lucky if I manage a draw. At least I have some time to figure it out, but my opponent has more time, so it's gonna be tough. What should I do next? There are some dangerous stuff that might happen with like pushing this pawn, but I might. Okay, now this is a threat. I could maybe go here now, try to trade off the pieces, but what should I do against this move? Because if I push, then well, I don't think I can like if I just wait now, say a3 for instance, then push here and I push here, then maybe just some sack here is actually very good. Because if I take and queen takes with the pawn here, that's, well, it's dangerous. But with the bishop stuff, it might. I'm gonna go here. One idea that might happen is I somehow get a perpetual or something, because the black king is not that safe. Okay, so this is interesting. I can kind of get out of the attacking dangers by trading off queens. And I might actually have to because of this. But I'm gonna be down a pawn in a knight endgame. I don't really see any ways out of it though. Because I don't have any checks, unfortunately. I'm pretty close to having checks, but there are no checks. No check here, no check here, no check here. All because of different pieces are protecting. Also, nothing down here. So one of the main problems is that maybe like I could take here, right? Threatening to take back, but it's gonna be taking with a check. And also it's actually protecting the knight all the time, so I guess I have to just at least be happy that I wasn't mated, and now I need to fight in an endgame. I guess this pawn especially might become weak, but here it's actually very important to find the right plan right away, because this knight is coming for my pawns and I need to figure a way. Should I like get my own knight up, or should I just go for this guy? It's kind of easy to protect, but if the knight goes to one of these squares to protect, knight kind of has to stay there to keep protecting, so let's go for it. It might not be that important to keep the pawn if it's other pawns to grab, but my pawns are, well, they aren't the easiest to grab. I only have 2 pawn islands, and okay, I guess I'm just gonna keep my plan. I guess this move is coming. But at least now the knight can't move without me being able to take care. So I guess this move might come, because then this pawn is hanging. If I move my knight, of course, but that's what I'm probably gonna do. So I kind of want to push here. Problem is then this pawn gets traded off, and that's the pawn I feel like I need to win back. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for this. This move might be good, but okay. Should I go here? I guess then f4 might come. I'm gonna do it. At least I get an active knight now, while the black knight is doing other stuff, protecting this pawn. I could also go here and kind of force the win of this guy, but that looks pretty dangerous in case of a push here. How is that gonna work out? So knight here, push, takes, and then I can, well, it doesn't, no, I'm thinking about this wrongly. Okay, so say king up, takes, push, takes, but I managed to get back in time. I'm not sure how that ending is gonna be though. You go here, threatening this pawn, so that pawn's probably gonna get pushed. So maybe not a real point of doing so. I could go here and then maybe here, but I don't think that's too good for me either. Let's try this variation and we'll see what happens. The problem is, of course, for every possible pawn in game, those need to be considered. So here is one option, of course. Going here, this is kind of what I talked about earlier. And of course, there's no need to take, but if so, I take, of course. And I guess this move doesn't work out. It might work out, but at least not. It's not like forcing a new queen. So instead of that, maybe just king up. And that looks a bit problematic. But my knight is threatened. I might not have too many other options, because my knight can only go one other place, and that's there actually. And then it gets really passive, so I'm just gonna hope this is enough to draw. Or win, for that matter. We are equal material now, but my king is kind of oddly placed on the edge of the board. And these pawns have the opportunity to create a passer whenever they want to. Wow, that's a very good move, I think. I can't take that pawn because this is just gonna be a new queen. And that is very, very dangerous. I think I could either push here or I might be able to like just go on the queen side where I have one more pawn than black, 4 versus 3. So this or maybe this. How is this though? If push, then I can take. Ooh, but then I can't get back in time because this pawn is blocking my way. So I guess that kind of decides what I'm gonna do. But this is not looking promising at all. I might, maybe it would have been a better idea to like just slowly retreat the pawn, no, the king backwards. Might. So now I guess I might be able to do this because now my king can get back. I had 3 minutes, so I could like take a long calculation, but I'm just too lazy. So how is this gonna be? I guess I should take. It might be forced. I am able to catch this pawn in time, but it might be too expensive because these pawns are hanging. And I guess I need to go here now because if not, if I like go here, then king here, and then I will go here, king here, makes that pawn unstoppable. So just in time to stop that immediate loss, but should I go here now? Or should I try to protect that pawn? I might have to protect it, that might be my only hope, because if I go here, then even just taking, and I'm down a pawn. So that should be losing. I just need to hope this is a draw. But it looks very dangerous. The thing is, if the black king needs to abandon this king, like for instance going over here, I at least get to capture this pawn. But it might cost too many other pawns. Or I might just be in Zugzwang at some point. Should I go here? I think I kind of have to, but I don't think it's gonna work out. Yeah, it's dead lost, I think. Well, it was an exciting game. I couldn't really find the right moves in the middle game, and that cost way too much. Should I try to capture the pawn or should I push here? I don't really think it matters. I think I could actually just resign here. Let's just try one desperate attempt. So that kind of stops everything. GG, Miss Holly, you played very well. Yeah, that was good play. I think so. The opening, I think this is okay. I don't think this move is the most common, so I'm not sure about it. But at least I get my bishop here, which in the end might actually have been a problem, but at this point it looked pretty promising. Yeah, it was all this thing about this square, but we just get a lot of trades. I still think the position is the g6 move was really bad. it might. It makes more sense with the bishop here at least, and to go bishop here. But it didn't help me at all. I think, let's see, this move was kind of brilliant, I would say, because it stops. It really makes my knight a bad piece, even though the king gets slightly less protected. I think that was important here. And I guess at this point I should just have retreated the bishop and just accepted this is a drawn position. But I refused to do that, and it just became a pawn down piece, and when that happened, you just traded off all the pieces, and that's a good way to win it. And I still had some hope here, but it didn't really work out. This move I also really like, stopping my pawn from getting back, and I can't take it because it's just gonna get a new queen. So I tried, but I don't really think there was anything. And now it's just all hopeless. I'm getting that dangerous pawn here, but it's costing me 2 other pawns, so no hope. GG. Thanks for the game. It was equivalent to f6. Yeah, that might be true. So I think I'm gonna do a couple of puzzle rushes now, and then we can do more rapid after that. I'm gonna stream for approximately 80 more minutes, so we will have time for that. But let's try to beat the record. So last time I played Puzzle Rush, I got a record of 22, but I think we should be able to push it slightly higher. But we'll see. Free piece. Let's see, we are black. This is mate. Where is here? It is something that's mate. Here we have a back rank mate. And here we might win the queen. Is that the best? Yes. What's the... oh, maybe just take here. Followed by just a mate. So not the best start, I would say, but we are doing okay. Maybe just take here. It looks like that's gonna end up with a mate, and it is. Here. Yes, that's a mate in 2. And here we have a discovery, winning a queen for a piece. Here there are issues on f7, so I guess pushing, but we might also just win a piece. Let's take the piece, because I think e6 would have stopped the threats against f7. And what to do here? Are there some things to do against this one? Should we take the pawn? Maybe just, yes, this looks good. Winning an exchange and a pawn. So we can take here. But that looked a bit... okay, it just was that. So pushing here might actually be pretty close to mate. Followed by this probably. And this is mate. Good. What are we gonna do here? I don't immediately see anything here. Oh, of course, it's a fork with a pawn. Here there looks... so are we down material? Can we just take this guy? Oh, it's a back rank mate, so we are probably gonna do this first. And here we have a classic smothering mate, sacking the queen for the mate. What about here? Pushing looks very natural. Push again, get a new queen. That can't be wrong, I guess. Here maybe. Takes mate. Here it should be a mate with this whole discovery ID, I guess. What's the difference between... Yeah, we must go here to block the queen from getting in between. And now there are quite a lot of stuff going on, but what's the best way to win it? Could it be something like this, and if queen in between, then we do this, winning the queen eventually. What if he like goes here, then we win the queen by taking, and if he goes here, then maybe rook here. I'm just gonna guess that's the win. When it's something fancy, that's usually the solution, even though we are not certainly sure it's it. What about this situation? We could take here, that might be good. King here. What else could it be? Pushing here, but is there any point? Taking here. Let's just do it. I've actually played a bit slow here. What's... oh, of course, free bishop. Should this be... yes, another smothering mate. We could beat the record, but I need to find a move first. Let's just gamble. I have all my lives left, but very little time. And I don't see anything. This probably. Yes, we have a new record. That's good. Take here. Take here? No. That wasn't even taking. 5 seconds left. Okay. So I think we played a bit slow, so... but at least we beat the record. My real record, like on my other account, is 28, so that's what we really want to beat. First attempt of the day and we get a 24 is not too bad either. Ooh, we got an achievement 20 in a row in Puzzle Rush. That's nice. So we are just gonna do another one. Back rank mate. Wait, we are... oh, right, I didn't see this one. It would be a bit confusing if I need to do a forced king move. What's up here? Take? Take? Confusing puzzle. That's easier. Just a mate in one. This is also a mate in one. Could we check here? It's probably a mate to check. Mate. Check here. Mate. Fun end game. We just got a lot of practice for these ones. Should I push? And then go here probably. Or no, maybe I should keep pushing. Because I'm gonna get it in with a check, but I think I should go for it and take. Yeah. Didn't seem easy to win because we would both get a queen. That's just a mate in one. And this is winning a rook. This is winning a queen. And mate. Even better. This is actually a cool way of winning the queen. I have seen some mates like that, but winning the queen like that is kind of unusual, I would say. Here we go here. King here. Yes, that's a mate. This is not. This is probably a mate. Cool stuff. Black to move. Kinda has some discovery thing here maybe. So should we just go for this guy? And then take here, yeah. And then this is free because of the pin. What about this one? I mean, there is a pawn here. Do we trap the queen or something? Ah, take the pawn. It was not the solution. Could we check here maybe? And now, should we like get rook somewhere? Here, or is it something better? I don't see it. And it costs too much time. Oh, this move maybe. No. Oh, the rook was hanging, wasn't it? I think it was. I was not paying attention to that. Are there some ideas about taking here? Let's go for it. Is it push? Yeah. So this is, how is this? This is cool, I think. And now just take, right? Yeah. So this move probably. 1 minute, I need 4 more to beat record. We take the queen. And we take the pawn. Let's see, black to move. We should take the pawn and take the other pawn, but that was an odd one. Here we might have some ideas. Yeah, and now this. Good. 1 more and we beat the record. No, yes, I have it. Winning the queen, or actually winning a piece because I sacked the queen. And here there should be some back rank stuff going on. Not here. Maybe just take, no, okay. We should check out the ones I failed at. I forgot that last time. But we beat the record and we got 25, and that's pretty good. So I missed at this one. So what was... Yeah, I just took care in lack of anything better. Yeah, of course. Take here. And maybe take here. It's very often when like I look at them a second time, or maybe it's just the lack of pressure, I easily find the solutions. And that's kind of why I don't want to like spend a lot of time on one puzzle, because if I don't see it immediately, it's probably going to take a lot of time to see it. Alright. Yeah, so I just missed that this guy was hanging. So that's somewhere I need to improve. There should be something here. I'm thinking about this, but then take, and it's no back rank anyway. It might still be the solution though. But what I did was taking here. Yeah, and then takes and takes, but maybe it's actually just better to go here. Okay, so that was slightly better. But, okay. Next one. This should be a mate. Was a cool mate. Here we win a rook. Here we have mate in 1, and this looks like a mate. What about, yeah, it's just mate. I didn't see the rook at first. This, oh, I'm white. Checking here maybe. And then take here, yeah. takes here, and then it's mate. Maybe sack here. Yes. Take the rook. Yeah. We should be able to win this. And maybe just knight takes. Or bishop takes. Let's win that exchange as well as a pawn. This looks like a fancy mate. Sacking a rook. That's winning a rook. And here, let's see, takes, but we are winning a piece that way, right? And this one is maybe go here. No, okay, I missed some stuff there. This looks like an easy mate. So does the level go down when you fail? No, it doesn't look like that on the rating, but I often feel like they do. Maybe here. And just take that free knight. Here I bet one of these are the move. Probably this one, blocking this square. And now queen here. Yeah, that's mate. Can we trap the queen? No. Or... no. Go here and take with the queen. Here maybe. Maybe I should go here first. Yes. And here we might just take here. Take here. Take here. That's a mate. Very good. So what's the idea here? Can't take this one. But that looks a little too little fancy. Put it that way. I don't see anything though. Oh, that was my last attempt, so I should have thought more about it. Hello, 6 Feet Dan. How are you today? So that was not the best attempt. Let's do one more and then we go back to a couple of rapid games to finish the day off. I'm good too. I just beat the Puzzle Rush record with 25, so that's kind of good. But it could still improve. So let's get some quick mates early on. And okay, I got a little too I don't really know the word, too something, and moved too fast, too excited. That was actually a mate in one. This looks like a mate. And now maybe take here. Yeah, that's a mate. And here we should be able to win that queen by going here. And what's going on here? I don't see any IDs here. But I guess there's something somewhere. But how much time? Rook pinned the queen. Oh, I missed that the bishop was protecting that square. So I thought the rook was just gonna drop. Thank you. And here, this maybe. But what's the follow-up? Oh, we are winning a rook. You got that one yesterday. I think, isn't that a bit odd actually, because I thought there were like thousands of puzzles, if not more. Can we go here? Yeah, that's gonna be a mate. So we have spent very much time on the first 14 puzzles here, and we have also made one mistake. And we have needed help from the chat, but we could still make this a good round. Should I go queen? Yeah, this looks good. Mating. Good. So what's the idea? Maybe just take here, followed by taking here. And take here, winning a piece. The level is so varying. Sometimes there's a fancy tactic and sometimes it's just take the free piece. Let's see, white to move. Is this move good, maybe? There might be something even better. The queen is pinned, so that's something we need to remember. We could, like, he goes back, but is it anything more than a perpet? So maybe go, yeah, this maybe. Does it work though? Now, either I missed something or it was taking the perpet. Okay, that was not good, so I guess we're gonna go back to some games. I'm gonna check out what I did wrong then first. But we beat the record today with 25, so that's not too bad. So I missed this one. Yeah, I just like really quickly went here, but I guess there's something better. Maybe we are gonna win the queen. That looks tempting. Okay, so that was actually pretty easy. Should have spent a couple of more seconds on that one. And here okay, yeah, this was this one. So is it this? No. Oh, maybe there's right. Okay, let me try again. Here, and now this move. I didn't miss that. That was a cool one though. And the final one, where what was I don't remember what I tried. Did I go for this one? Yeah, yeah, I did this, and then I took care, but I guess there's something better. Yeah, of course, take the bishop. That's not rocket science. So let's go back to playing some rapid. If anyone wants to play me, you could challenge me, but do it now or I will just start a random game. My big project of increasing my rating today got kind of damaged by that loss versus Miss Holly. So now we just need to get started again. So time control 15 plus 10 preferably. It's not that important, but I scheduled rapid games today, so I guess I'm gonna go for that, if that's okay. Thank you. So we had a real interesting game last week, so let's make this one as interesting. With another French, the second French of the day, and then a really confusing second move. Which kind of makes it look more like a Sicilian to me. Are we gonna take that pawn? Let's push and see what happens. Now it starts to look like Benoni, I think. So this game changes opening for every move. Or it might just be me not knowing too much about the different variations in openings. What is this? I refuse to think this is theory. But that doesn't mean it can't work, of course. So let's go, let's just go, now let's level up this knight. Maybe c4. So I might want to retreat this bishop at some point. Let's castle. I might run into a serious kingside attack here though. We'll see. Okay, where to put the bishop? I kind of want to go here, but it's probably just gonna be b5 and I need to move it again, so let's move all the way back. King back. This is either super advanced or it's not. But I guess that goes for pretty much everything. Either super advanced or not super advanced. Do I want to take here? I don't think so. Let's actually go bishop maybe somewhere. Bishop here maybe. Maybe a3 b4, maybe, I mean h3 is never wrong. Getting the rooks into the game makes sense. How is e5? No, it's not gonna do anything good now. Let's just wait and see what happens. And now let's go here. The danger of h3 is of course sacks, though they are usually not good. The advantage is no back rank mates, but it's gonna be a while until we get anywhere near some back rank issues in this game. I don't think it's the position where it's easiest to find a plan, but I have some space, and that's certainly good. So I'm just gonna play some random moves, hoping they are good. But yeah, 15 plus 10 is a bit too long. At least I don't really feel like I'm able to like start thinking real when like playing online anyway, so either you end up wasting your time or you don't spend it at all. Usually the opponents don't do it either though. Let's go before, see what happens. Should we try to open up a bit? Maybe not, as I have such a big space advantage. I kind of just... No, let's take actually. And try to go for that open file. So, some kingside attack might be starting here. But let's ignore it for now. Try to double the rooks maybe in the b file. Maybe go a4, a5 and try to put a rook up here. So I guess just going knight here will kind of stop that. So let's for now just play rook b2. I should not be surprised by that move. But I still need to figure out how to reply. I'm just gonna take the pawn. The advantage of not having a rook here is that it's easier to run away with the king. But it might be dangerous. Okay, so I can take this pawn if I want to. This pawn is pretty much dead, whatever I do. 3 pieces attacking it. So let's just take here. Knight takes, makes sense. Threatens my bishop, it is protected, but maybe I should actually take here. Or should I just keep the bishop? Let's take here, even though that knight wasn't so good. Maybe I shouldn't have done it, because now the bishop can go here, and I need to move the queen. So maybe let's just continue our own plan. It's important not only to protect against your opponent's plan, but also make your own plans happen. Let's go queen here, maybe. No, let's go here. I don't think it's much of a difference. Now, I don't think there's any immediate threat, but I could at some point check. So I guess, what's the point now? Just bishop here and I need to move the queen again. And what am I gonna do about these rooks? Should I enter here or here? Or just wait for a little bit and see? All options are decent, I would say, but... And how dangerous is this kingside attack of his? This knight is actually doing a good job stopping the queen from entering. And as long as the queen is not part of the attack, I don't think it's too dangerous. But in a couple of moves, everything might change, of course. It's... Okay, bishop further into the attack. Maybe something can happen in the H file now. I could move my knight away and like try to trade off here, but I don't think I should. Another thing about this bishop is I might want to move that, for instance here, just so if I need to quickly flee with the king away, I can just get up here. So I don't like get like back rank mated by having to move too far. I might also go here. And just to make sure I won't be a victim of playing only defensive moves, I'm gonna do that. This might be a bit annoying as this bishop is pinned. I need to watch out though if I like move my king. It's not like happening yet, but if I move my king to a light square, then they open up some pawns, there comes a check and I just hang my rook. Doesn't seem too likely at the moment though. How is this check now? Does it work? I guess it works as this move can't be done because takes the queen. And queen here, that might work, but then at least queen takes, king takes. I'm not sure. Or just move the king, of course. So king up, preventing my idea of checking on h4 with the queen. Maybe I should try to do something with my knight on c3. It doesn't really do much. Maybe like, let's say bishop here, knight here. Maybe threatening to take here, but it's a bit slow. And this bishop, I don't want to have it here, but here it doesn't do anything in particular there either. So maybe the best thing I can do about this bishop is trade it for this knight. But that's not gonna be... Maybe knight like here, here, here. It's a bit slow. Yeah, but I'm just gonna do it. Maybe I shouldn't have, because I can't go here because these guys are both protecting that square, so that's just gonna drop a pawn. I might protect it like with the queen first though, if I go here maybe. It's still gonna kind of mess up my pawn structure though. Should I go knight here? And then maybe trade off, or then and then knight back, something like that. Let's just go here and see what happens. So maybe queen here is coming. Even though this bishop is pinned, I can't go queen here because, well, take it. It's a queen for a queen, and in the end I lose a rook. So it's not pinned for all costs. There might be danger on the king side, but I think my king might be able to escape. It could cost some pawns though, so I don't want to do it if I can avoid it. King runs to the king side. That kind of makes sense, I guess, as it's called king side. Now I could go here and trade off the queens. And as I'm a bit concerned about my own king safety, that might actually make sense. I don't want to do a king sack in this game, even though that's my name. So it's kind of important not to mess it up though. If I miss anything, I'm suddenly just down a queen or something. So this queen is not protected. That's I'm pretty certain about that. So he can take and I take. And this bishop can't do anything crazy afterwards. It might not. What if it doesn't take it? I'm threatening this, so probably this must be the move. Oh. Okay, let's just try it. At least we might learn something. I don't know what though. Let's pre-move taking here. Though we have like 10 minutes, so we don't really need to pre-move anything. But Let's actually look at it. If rook goes back, I can't take, because then I'm just gonna lose an exchange. So I might maybe like go queen here, kind of just establishing the queen in my opponent's position. Some pressure against these pawns and this bishop, and yeah, might work out somehow. Also, we can't like go here and threaten to trade off queens, because I take, bishop takes, and then this rook, which is there, will hang in the end. So I guess that might make some sense. But my king is still gonna be in some problems. But we also always like fancy moves. Putting the queen where it can be captured. I'm a bit down on time, like usual, but it should be plenty. Especially as I'm not really calculating any long variations, because I'm too lazy. So yeah. He's thinking, so I'm gonna take that as a good sign. Because if the queens get off, I don't think there's any trouble with these kings. That's interesting. That's, well, yeah, it's certainly interesting, because that's sacrificing a piece. And is it any danger? Of course. This square is protected, so there's no check there. And there's really no time to like put the rook here, because say I take with the rook, the queen is threatened, so the queen is again, probably. So what's the... Or maybe there is something here, because of course there is 3 pieces, but the queen can be the first one to get there. So I guess, say rook takes, bishop here, king here. I don't really see the continuation. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but it's too tempting to take a free piece. And I think I should take with the rook, because it threatens the queen. Well, I mean the queen also does, but then you can trade. On the other hand, a trade is of course great, because then we're up a piece and no more queens, so no more king danger. Let's take with the queen, because it also like gets the queen closer to the opponent king in some variations. I don't really see them, but it might be like threatening this guy. But let's say that if this ends up with a queen trade, this has been a great success. And then I think we need to say that this move, or this move it was, let's see, this move was fancy but not the best, because it dropped a piece. If this knight hadn't been there, it would have been real dangerous by going here. I think it would have been mate actually, yeah, king to the side and then a back rank mate. So this knight has kind of 2 purposes. It blocks the check here. We'll just remove the arrows. Blocks the check here, and also if I need to go here, it can also go back here and kind of block a back rank mate. So I think it's promising, but I'm absolutely not sure. Do I like threaten going here now? That's almost mate. If I go here, well, if it had been my turn now, then king here, rook check, forces king to the back rank, rook back, winning the queen. If not mate. But the only problem is my opponent has 1 move before I can do that. Also, it won't really be doable, I think, because well, I threatened the queen now, so probably that queen will move somewhere. So where should the queen go? It could of course go here, 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 not here because the knight. Not okay, so I guess these are the 3 squares. Rook back neither works because it's just take winning a rook. So these are the 3 squares. And yeah, I don't really know what's the difference between them. I guess maybe one of these 2 squares because that protects against going with the queen here. I could still go with the queen there though, force a queen trade. And that's actually forcing either take or king back will make me be the one trading. So but then if he like queen go here and trade, then I lose a pawn, but I will still be up a piece for a pawn, and probably some of these pawns are trouble as well. So it's not really easy, I think, for black. Unless you can get some king side attack going. So say queen here to avoid all possibilities of a trade. At least as far as I can see. Maybe actually I can go queen here. Threatening to trade of queens once more. And rook can't go here because that's a pin. But yeah, maybe like queen here or not here because of that. So queen here then. It's certainly an option because that queen gets kind of passive. Okay, so it goes here. And then I might go here, forcing a queen trade. But losing a pawn. So how greedy am I? Do I want to keep that pawn? There might of course be some tactics here too, which I haven't considered yet, but I don't really. Well, we have this check. And it's actually pretty close to mate. As far as I can see, this is the only move. But I don't really think there's any follow-up. Okay, maybe knight here because the queen is protecting it. And then this might be the only move, except for sacking the queen. So just, yeah, of course. That's so then the king is here, the queen is here, and my knight is here. And then what's the way to finish it off? Maybe queen to the corner. But then either here or rook in between. So maybe there's something better. I can go here, of course, checking. And if king goes here, that's... No, it's actually not mate. And no matter what, it's gonna end up with the king getting back to this square. And then... I mean, I can check here, but I feel like it's just jumping around, giving checks and no mate. I might do something simpler, but it looked kind of tempting. And there might very well be a mate there. Maybe in some variation, if I move this one, I can later like take here too. Let's do it. We need some action. Instead of just trading queens and going for an endgame. So yeah, that was forced. And I thought about this move. I can take here too. Maybe that's good. Then knight in between or king here. But maybe we can do that later, actually. So let's check here. And now king here or here, but here is it mate? Yes, it is. So that means the king must go here, as far as I can tell. I'm not very good at playing attacks, so I should definitely practice them too. Thanks for the follow, Fritz Koala. That means a lot. Thank you. If you like my stream, please consider following me. And if you want to play me, send me a challenge. I think I'm gonna play one more game after this one. So we might need to take slightly shorter time control. Okay, so possible moves. Check here. Let's go for it. Because at least I can win an exchange, right? And I can take here maybe. There might not be a mate here, but at least it is good ways to win some material. I feel like there should be a mate though, but let's just keep it simple. Taking here. So either king here or knight in between. Maybe just take this exchange next move. What I haven't really thought about is that now I'm in some trouble. I don't think I can take here. I think it's gonna be mate because of this move. King to the side, and it's a back rank mate, so that would have been stupid. Luckily, none of my pieces are hanging, so I should probably find a way out of it. Maybe I can actually take here. And the idea is, yes, this is possible, but now I am just able to escape. And I don't think, I mean, with the king here, is it dangerous? Slightly maybe. At least for upper pet, but let's do it. If queen takes, then I don't feel there's any danger. But that might be the best move anyway. So yeah, I think I'll finish with a 10-minute game after this one. Even though that's blitz. It's at least a long blitz game. I'm glad I saw that mate threat at least. Because that would have been a bitter way to end things. Okay, queen takes. It is a new mate threat though, which I also missed. That's a mate. So maybe knight here, and if bishop takes, that might actually be at least a pet. If I take back, then check, and here. I kind of messed this up a bit. I think it's still fairly easy to save, but it could have been even easier. I might just go f3, I guess. Do I have any checks now? I have this check, but I don't really see the point. Especially as he can probably just take, and if I take, then it's mate threat. So I'm just gonna go. It weakens my dark squares, but no check here because the knight is protecting. Maybe bishop here. I think I'm good here. Use your rook maybe. Yeah, to protect the knight. That might also have been a good idea. I've kind of forgotten about my rook. It's been up there so long. And yeah, Eren Jaeger, I think it looks good for white as well. But I mean, there's been so many mate threats now, which I've almost missed. So suddenly there's someone I don't see, so we'll see. And also thanks for the follow, Aaron Yeager. That means a lot. Yeah, thanks, Fritz. I should assign like one person to watch out for each of my pieces and tell me when I should move. It's not somewhere you usually have a rook. I wouldn't say this game is over though. As long as your opponent has a queen, it's never over. But on the other hand, is that queen almost trapped? Is this the only... Well, these squares the queen can go to. The knight takes these squares away and the pawns these. Yeah. It's my third stream, actually. I started last Thursday. And so I'm gonna stream every Thursday, Friday and Monday. This month at least, and then I'll see if I feel like that's too much or too little, and maybe I'll adjust it, or I'll just keep up with that. Yeah, that's right. There are you can always rewatch my videos if you want to, but I think they're only available for 2 weeks on Twitch. I'm also gonna upload all my videos to YouTube. I have the same username there, as you can probably see. So please consider following me there, and also on Twitter if you want to like see my schedule and other stuff. So now this is a threat, but I don't know how much of a threat it is, because king to the side, queen down, king up, take this pawn. It is a bit annoying. We should maybe try to avoid that, but I don't know how easy that's gonna be. Yeah, the rook is hanging, so I might take it. The only issue is this. But king to the side. Maybe I can actually just move king up. I don't think there's upper pet. And I think it's at worst upper pet. I'm not gonna be mated at least. I'm not 100% sure. The fans wanna see a queen sack. Yeah, I was actually thinking about it for a very short time. Maybe take here. How is that working out? So king takes. Is it anything? I don't really see it. And maybe we want to see a king sack as well, but I think I'm gonna avoid that for now. But let's do this. Maybe it's gonna end up with a king sack, we'll see. At least I need to avoid a clock sack, which I'm pretty close to. Okay, this is actually good. It's once again threatening mate. Maybe knight here. And if queen here, I still have the time to like escape. Or I could maybe give a check, but do I have a single check now without the queen sack? I think this is working. Check. It's actually pretty scary, I think. Rook here, queen here, king to the side. Ooh, there's no check here because this knight is protecting. So then I'm just gonna gamble, it's good. Ooh, though this move I missed. But then maybe rook back here. Unless I have something even better. That's okay. The queen can check me without the support of the bishop. Yeah, I need to make sure I don't make a clock sack. If I didn't say it. I am a bit low on time. Even though I said earlier I have so much time in this game. But then stuff started getting complicated. So, we'll see. Threatening the rook. It's kind of annoying I don't have a check. But I guess I can just move the rook to the side. And soon enough, I guess I'll get to utilize his kind of weak king and get a mate, or at least maybe trade of queens or something. So maybe I'll just take the knight now. It's kind of hard to mate though with these two pieces in the defense, but if I can bring the queen back to the defense, that's actually gonna solve a lot of issues. Maybe like king takes, queen checking here, followed by queen back here. The best thing would be, of course, to threaten his queen with my queen at the same time as I check, so I can force the trade. But it's not that easy, yes, to manage. I could also check here, maybe king back, check here, or maybe that's nothing. There's been surprisingly many mate and one threats in this game though. Okay, so it doesn't take this. So what's the threat now? Is it any threat? Because this square is covered, so there's nothing here. I don't see a threat now, and that kind of worries me, because I think there is one. And when you don't see it, bad. But what is this queen gonna do? I'm just gonna go here, I think. And I mean, if there's a tactic here, then congrats, 6 feet down. You have fought well, so if I missed one, you have deserved the win. I'm no good, but knight e6 looks gem to me, and that might actually be true. Knight here, forcing a trade of bishops probably. That looks like a better move, so you don't need to say you are no good, because I think that was a very, very good move. You are hungry. We are all hungry for good moves, aren't we? Could it be something cool? I mean, this is still protected, so that's all fine. Maybe checking here. Maybe going here. That's the same idea as last time. I need to watch out for this move though. But that move, king up, and then this guy's hanging. Not really sure that's the biggest issue though. I'm gonna do it. I guess queen here. This is forced. Bishop takes. Do I have a mate now? Or I can't take here, of course. I'm gonna start with this move. So king must go here. That's forced as far as I can see, but that's mate, isn't it? So I think it works out. What's it want? A3 pawn. No, I think it was this, and it actually, I mean, it won a piece, so it was just a mate. So good king sack there in the end, 6 feet down, but it was a good game. I think this tactic up here was the decisive one, where I won a piece, or it wasn't actually a tactic, but yeah, this move, it looked dangerous, but I think it just wasn't enough, so GG. But he fought well afterwards, and yeah, how many mate in one threat were there actually? So let's see. Did I miss some of them now? Let's see. No, maybe not yet. This is a mate in one thread, so that's one. And this is, well, it's actually, it's at least very close to a mate. Yeah, this was a, no, now I don't remember. Well, there were a lot of mate in one threads, but now I only found one. Okay, it was at least a lot of threads. Okay, bye Fritz, thanks for watching. Good luck at work. Okay, so one last game. Does anyone want to play? So I'm only gonna do a 10-minute game now, because I'm gonna stop after that, so. But I'll be back on Thursday. We can actually look at my schedule for April. So I'm gonna be back on Thursday, as I said, 6 p.m. Central European time. We are gonna do Blitz and Puzzle Rush. And then on Friday I'm gonna do Crazy House. And I haven't done Crazy House in years, so that's gonna be interesting. I don't even know all the rules, I think. I do actually have, wait a minute, like this. I do have a Discord, I made one, but I haven't like used it at all yet. But my name is the same, Mr. Kingsack. So you can check me out there. I'm just gonna start the game now if nobody invites me. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds in case someone wants to play. Ten plus 0 in that case. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna start then, as nobody is stopping me. So now I need to remember I need to play a bit faster. So we get a Sicilian. And I also always play this C3 move, the Alapin variation, giving some central control. Not really sure what I should say the big drawback is, but they're sometimes a bit hard to like protect these pawns, but it is usually achievable. Push or take or ignore. I'm gonna take. I don't really get like getting this isolated D pawn, but it is very common, this opening, and it's usually protectable. I don't think we can protect this pawn though. So I'm just gonna develop my pieces and castle kingside and keep this pawn protected. I'm actually gonna go here now, I think. If it takes, this pawn structure is actually also a bit weak, but at least it's not isolated anymore. This pawn will be isolated instead, but with the rook behind it's not that hard to protect. So I could take, and then, but then I guess queen takes, so let's not do that. Let's just go bishop here. Castle. Maybe we should take here now, then he also gets the isolated pawn. It's gonna be very symmetrical, but I'm fine by that. Now we can both suffer from an isolated pawn. Rook to the side or bishop out somewhere. Maybe bishop out, but where should we go here? Or do we want this file for the rook? I'm gonna go here. Please put a rook here. Probably a3 at some point. And h3 maybe. Not the most aggressive moves, but I think they are good. Let's go here, just to stop any plans with knight here. Okay. Should I play b4? I'm not sure. It's not... I don't really think I need to. The bad side is that this square gets a bit weakened if we can like get his knight, but on the other hand it's easier to get his knight there without b4. Let's go here. And I guess I'm gonna go h3 soon. There's no real point in it though. Maybe I shouldn't do it. So should I go here and trade off? Let's do it. I don't really remember, like, with these pawns, which pieces should I keep and which should I trade off. For instance, this bishop might be good to attack this pawn, but this bishop is good to protect it, so, and the opposite with these two. I can't take, then his queen gets here. I could go here. Let's try that. Maybe. Now we kind of must take, maybe. Maybe we can go here. Protecting. But he can't move the bishop, I think, because then I could have taken on h7. Did I double the rooks? And if so, in which file? The E or the C file? Let's just go here. I don't think it's like the best move, but then we have to worry less about back rank mates later on in the game, and well, I guess that's the main reason. How have you gone about learning openings? You seem fairly knowledgeable. Well, like when I started being interested in chess, I mainly used Wikipedia, just like reading what's the main lines, but of course they don't go very deep. But it's actually a good question. I don't feel like I know that much, but of course I know more about the openings I used to play, which is partly just practice and partly just checking variations with engines. So that's some of it. I guess I've watched some videos on YouTube and stuff, but not too much. And I don't think I've ever like read a book on openings. So let's take some control here maybe. If he goes here, I might want to sack with I guess the bishop so I can get the queen there. But I don't think it's that much. So now I don't have a very clear answer. I think it's a little of different stuff, but I don't feel I'm that steady at openings. But yeah, it's some checking with engines and some like googling, I would say. But like the last year, for instance, I have looked very little at openings. I were a bit more interested like when I started out with chess. I guess that's one of the things I gotta look more at though if I want to improve my level. Though I don't really think openings is the most important part of chess, at least not at my level, or probably most of your level. This is a bit annoying. So if I want to protect this pawn, I guess I need to go here. So I have two protectors against the two attackers. Or of course I can trade. But how is that? Because then it's gonna end up with a pawn here, threatening here, and if I move that, then this guy is hanging, right? So maybe go here, threatening the queen. So let's say takes, and then I take. It looks like a lot of action, so let's do it. But yeah, I think maybe end games are actually pretty important to get better at. And not only because of what it's gonna give in the end games, but actually, this is a bit bad because now we can take with the queen. But I don't think I have any choice. But it looks like I'm gonna drop a pawn. Because endgame skills can, you like learn how the pieces move and it can be translated to the middle game and opening. But of course, some opening is very nice, avoiding those games where you just lose in, say, 4 moves. But I guess middle games is where it's hardest to improve. What? Oh, there's a fork. That's annoying. But okay, so I take check here. King to the side, for instance, takes the queen. Knight here. I guess that's just a trade of queens. So maybe I. What about taking here? No, it doesn't work, does it? What about going here with this pin? I guess the queen just moves though. But the queen is to keep protecting here. Actually, if I go here, there is still this issue. So no, I can't do that. Tricky. So what about queen here? Then his queen must move. So say threatening my knight. Doesn't look too good. And I must not forget about time, but actually I have okay time. Queen d2, king f3. Or you mean knight? That's actually a very good point. I think I'm gonna go for this. Thanks. You might have saved me for some embarrassment there. But yeah, I kind of concluded I didn't want to play queen d2, but that was for all other reasons. I think this might be the best place to put the king takes, and now I might go here, threatening this guy, so it's probably gonna be pushed. But I don't want to go here now, because then it's gonna be a pin here. Oh, It is a bit dangerous though, because there are some back rank issues maybe. But I'm not sure. Let's go for it. Head down a pawn. I just must not move my knight without dealing with this situation first. So maybe king to the side, but then no. It's a bit problematic. I want to go here, but then this pawn is hanging. So how do I actually deal with it? Do I need to go back? I think that's the way, but that's a bit annoying. So maybe I should have moved the king into the corner earlier on. Okay. I need to watch out a bit here, but maybe just go attacking this guy. It's no real attack though, because I need to protect, so I need to move the knight. Unless I can do some spectacular knight sack, but I doubt it. So like if he pushes I could take and... Okay, thank you for letting my knight go. But yes, there's gonna be issues with my own pawns. But my position is full of issues, so I should just take the pieces I can, or the pawns at least, and hope. And also, we are both getting a bit short on time, so I could hope for some time trouble for us both, and then ending up with me flagging him. But there's still a way to go until we are there. Which pawn is more important? This pawn is a bit important for the king safety and for not creating a passed pawn. But if I want to win and I get my own pawns rolling, I should probably care most about this guy. But let's go. It's a bit hard to... Or do I just need to attack, so I must go for something completely different? Oh, let's go here. Have some ambition, at least. That's no surprise. Let's go here. Yes, he's just gonna defend it. No, he's gonna take this, but it's not mate, but it's pretty bad. Thing is, he can't move his knight without moving his rook first, so if he's not careful, I might find some way to attack his knight. But these pawns are probably gonna decide the game. Yeah. Should I just go here to protect it? It feels slow, but I guess. It is on their pawn, so if I can find a way to deal with these guys, then things might change. Can I go here and win this one? Is it protectable? I don't think it is. He might take care, of course, but I'm happy with a couple of trades there. This makes me a bit more optimistic, but I only have 1 minute left, so now we need to go into bullet mode and play the moves immediately. This pawn is hanging. He pushes. Makes sense. King to the side. Not king, but rook. Of course. Here. I still don't play fast enough. Takes there. Maybe something here or I'm not sure actually. It threatens going here, so I stopped that. Oh, could I have taken? I think I could. And that would maybe have saved the game. But yeah, that's what happens when I've used all my time earlier on in the game. So is he gonna go here? What? Is this working out? I'm not sure. Maybe if he goes here. No? Now this should be a draw, except for the time, of course. Don't trade rooks. I almost did it. But I think at least, like, if you ignore the clocks, I actually saved a draw. But, okay, he's thinking for a while, so that's good. If he just starts pre-moving or playing really fast, it shouldn't be... I shouldn't be able to save it though. But, unless I can do some pre-move swindle. We are really short on time, but he's spending a lot of time. Please keep thinking. Ah, that costs time. Let's maybe move the rook here. I'm gonna pre-move it, because now he can't check me. That's worth something. He's actually down. I could win this game on time. But it's... He could force off the rooks now, but he didn't. Now he can check me, so I'm gonna pre-move here. He pre-moves. I'm gonna win this game on time, I think. It happened. Maybe not a deserved win, but it is a win anyways. But I'm just curious about this position right before we entered that rook endgame. So here, if he goes here, I think that's winning. And the reason is, even though I can protect, he can just take. Yeah, this is a winning pawn endgame. Yeah, GG. That was... it got my pulse up high, but yeah, never give up. And it worked out in the end with... how can I like check my time? But oh, I entered another variation, so the game kind of vanished. I was just cute. I guess I can't see it there. Okay, never mind. So that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Thursday at 8 p.m. Central European Time for some Blitz and Puzzle Rush. Maybe we can beat the Puzzle Rush record of 25 then. So, thanks for watching and have a good night, everyone. Actually, I need to find someone to raid, I guess. So, not just yet. Have a good one, 6 feet down. Let's see. let's raid hammer again. Okay, thanks for watching.